Hi, Cory Geiger, Neil Rudel with our PSU Presser video post-mortem the Temple game. And you know what, Neil, I thought James Franklin came out and he answered questions today. We wondered if he would just be this entirely upbeat, enthusiastic guy looking ahead to Buffalo. He answered a lot of tough questions today, and he explained, at least maybe the best he could, a lot of the problems that they had against Temple.
Yeah, I agree. For the first time, he was not awesome, and he shouldn't be. And he said it was a difficult press conference to come to. It was difficult to go into the football office on, they're feeling the pain. He said he gets it. He also, I thought one of the, it didn't take long to admit that they're considering some significant changes on the offensive line. He didn't necessarily mention who the backups were, but he said Laurent, who came in against Ohio State, may play this week. So it sounds like some changes already in the offing.
Didn't exactly give Paris Palmer a vote of confidence. Said he played like a guy starting his first career game, and then we'll have some decisions to make. He also pointed out with the line that Neil's talking about, might not necessarily be new starters, it just might be some people moving positions. I would kind of take that as maybe meaning Andrew Nelson going to the left side and Palmer going to the right side.
Yeah, I think they've probably figured out that they've asked Palmer too much to protect the blind side of your franchise quarterback. He really was not moving his feet at all. It wasn't like he was getting, overpowered physically. He just couldn't get out there with his feet. So, I mean, that signaled a real problem. So maybe they'll do that, and I think they'll probably plug Wendy Laurent in there and maybe move Manchiro to a tackle.
All right, so he was asked about John Donovan and didn't exactly give a ringing endorsement for John Donovan of all the people that work for this program right now. And sure, Franklin's going to take a lot of the heat, but John Donovan's taking the most heat. What did you make of what Franklin had to say about the offensive coordinator?
It seemed like everybody's being evaluated on a week-to-week basis. It was not a long-term. I've worked with John Donovan for years, and he will figure this thing out. I mean, it was really kind of an open-ended, mild endorsement at best. And there's no question that he's taking the brunt of what the fan base is frustrated right now.
Let's get to the crux of the issue, okay? This is what many of you are talking about. This is what we talk about. If James Franklin is going to be the CEO, then you have to delegate a large responsibility to the people around you. Therefore, your career, your performance, everything you do is dependent upon if those people are doing a great job at their job. That's why there are a lot of questions about John Donovan, because it appears that James Franklin is not overly involved in the offensive system. It's John Donovan and Ricky Ronnie.
Yeah. It was interesting. For example, Joe really got uptight when his assistants got criticism. I think one difference there was Joe was known as kind of a micromanager as far as he had his hands in every part of the operation, defensively, offensively in particular. Franklin is more of a delegator by his own admission, so he better be sure that these guys can have the right people in the right place.
And he did also say they've got to run the ball more.
Yeah.
Akil Lynch averaged 4 yards per carry outside the touchdown run, and yet he only carries about 10 times. Well, why would that possibly be? He did say that they've got to move the pocket more.
Yeah.
What frustrates a lot of Penn State fans from that game, Neil, is there just did not seem to be any adjustments or any creativity of any kind.
Plus, they had 8 months to figure that part of it out, that people were going to go after Christian Hackenberg, and they did. He made one point about we got to be tougher and more resilient, and I kind of agreed with that. When things went south, they didn't show a lot of leadership on the offensive side of the ball as far as being able to blunt like you saw Ohio State last night.
All right, one light moment or part of the press conference today with the players, Jordan Lucas and then Deshaun Hamilton. They actually buried the game tape. It was a DVD, but the players after practice on Sunday, they got the DVD of the Temple game, dug a hole into the field with a shovel, buried it, and then stomped on it, which I guess must have been some type of cathartic experience. But hey, if this season starts to turn around this week, you're going to look at that story's going to become legendary.
Signature moment. Where there were parts of the game plan that deserve to be buried, so hopefully that'll be fixed up this week for Buffalo.
Penn State's a 19.5-point favorite over Buffalo. That means they're going to have to score at least probably 24, 27 points to cover. That's a big number. What's your score prediction?
I picked a big number. I just can't. I have to think that they're going to respond. 32-7 Penn State.
I'm going 27-10. I got to see that this offense can do anything before I'm going to pick them to do a whole lot. So I'll go 27-10 and not cover.
Thanks to our old buddy Mike Poorman for being our videographer.
All right, appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks.